Hi guys, welcome to R Programming for You, and today we're going to be looking at the group by and summarize function, part of the Tidyverse package. So firstly, you want to load in the Tidyverse, which I've already done, and we're going to be working with the plastics dataset from GitHub, which you can get on the Tidy Tuesday. So I've decided to do group by and summarize together because these are two functions that you will more likely than not use concurrently together. If you're using group by, you will use summarize. So that will all become clear, but let's get into it. So firstly, let's just type in plastics and have a look at our data set. And we're going to be working with some of the different functions from previous videos. So if you haven't watched those, feel free to go back. But it's mostly just going to be the select function. So we have plastics, and then I would like to select country, year, and I would also like to select grand total. So if I run that, we can see that we now have a table with our 3 columns and 13,000 observations. So this is where we say and then I would like to use group by, and I would like to group by country. So if I run that, not much has happened, but let's say I then put year inside, nothing also happens. So this is where summarize comes in really well. If I type summarize, then we can see we have one observation of each. So we have an observation of Argentina for the years 2019, Argentina for the year 2020. We don't have Armenia for 2019, but generally we have Australia, Bangladesh, and so forth, China, Colombia. So you can see where the summarize function comes really handy. So what summarize lets you do is so we've grouped by country and year. We can then use the summarize function to create a new table and define our sort of what columns that we would like to insert into the data set. So we have group by, and we've done that by country and year. For the sake of this, let's just remove year. So if I was to write summarize, and then I would like to summarize the data, and I would like to know the mean of grand total. So I can create a new column, and I can name this mean grand dot total, which is equal to the mean of grand total. And if I run that, because I've removed year, that's disappeared. But again, we only have a single observation of Argentina, Armenia, and it's calculated the means for us. And Greece has NA, so let's say we didn't want to have NAs in our data set. We can just put a comma and do NA equals true, and that's now taken away those NA values. So let's say I also wanted to look at the median. Just put a comma, and I can write the median of grand total equals median grand total. Again, let's do NARM equals true and run that. So where have we gone wrong? The summarize input median grand total. Okay, so wrong spelling. So there we go. So now we have the same thing. We have a single observation for each country, and now we have the mean and the medians. So let's say I wanted to look at year. I will go back to group by and put in year, and if I run that now and see what happens, we now see that for Argentina, because I've grouped by country and year, Argentina appears because I've grouped it by country, but it appears twice because I've grouped by year, and in this case the dataset looks at 2019 and 2020. If there was 2021, then Argentina would appear 3 times, 2022 4 times, and so forth. But because I've now grouped by country and year, we now have 2 observations per country, where there is data for both 2019 and 2020. So we have the mean and median grand totals of plastic for these countries and these years. So that's pretty much the group by and summarize functions together. If you're interested in tidying this up a little bit, we could also do let's say there's too many decimal places, we could do round, and we could say digits equal to, and let's do the same for the median. And what we are doing here is we are rounding our values to 2 decimal places. So let's run that. There we go. I just forgot a bracket, and we can see that now our data looks a little bit more tidy. We're only using 2 decimal places maximum, so that's just something a little bit extra. But I'll do a separate video on rounding anyways, just so for the sake of anyone that wants to know how to round, they can do so very quickly by looking at separate videos. But that's all for today. If you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, feel free to give it a like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.